Imagine a time when defensemen were chained to the blue line, their sole purpose to guard the net, rarely venturing beyond their defensive zone. Then came Bobby Orr, a player who didn't just challenge the norms, he shattered them, or redefined what it meant to be a defenseman, blazing across the ice with speed and skill that left both fans and opponents in awe. But his impact wasn't just felt in the 1970s, it echoes through every rink today. How did one player's revolutionary style forever alter the landscape of hockey? Let's dive into why Bobby Orr's influence is still the heartbeat of the modern game. Bobby Orr's rise to hockey stardom is the stuff of legends, a journey that began on the frozen ponds of Parry Sound, Ontario. Even as a child, Orr was different, faster, smarter, and more driven than anyone else on the ice. By the time he was 14, he was already skating circles around players much older than him, catching the eye of scouts who saw in him a future unlike any the sport had ever seen. When Orr joined the Oshawa Generals, his talent became undeniable. He wasn't just playing hockey, he was redefining it. As a teenager, Orr showed glimpses of what would soon revolutionize the NHL, a defenseman who played like a forward, fearlessly pushing the puck up the ice, darting past defenders, and creating scoring opportunities from seemingly impossible angles. He was a player who couldn't be contained, and everyone in the hockey world knew it. The Boston Bruins, desperate for a game changer, signed Orr in 1966. What followed was nothing short of a hockey renaissance. At just 18 years old, Orr took to the NHL ice with a presence that belied his age. He wasn't just a player, he was a force of nature. Every time he touched the puck, the crowd would lean forward, anticipation crackling through the arena. Orr's speed was blinding, his vision unmatched, and his instincts almost supernatural. He didn't just move the puck, he orchestrated the game, making plays that left both fans and opponents breathless.
Rolled it in front, Sanderson tried a shot that was wide, and Keenan cleared it but not out. Bobby Orr behind the net to Sanderson. Oh!
In 1970, Orr delivered one of the most electrifying moments in sports history. In the Stanley Cup final, with the game on the line, Orr took a pass, charged the net, and in a single gravity-defying motion, scored the winning goal while flying through the air. It wasn't just a goal, it was a statement, a declaration that the game of hockey would never be the same. The image of Orr soaring, stick in hand, is forever etched in the annals of sports, a symbol of his unparalleled impact. But Orr's influence went beyond the highlight reels. He redefined what it meant to be a defenseman, shattering the mold that had confined players in his position for decades. Before Orr, defensemen were expected to stay back, play it safe, and focus on protecting their own zone. Orr obliterated that notion, proving that a defenseman could be the most dangerous player on the ice, leading the charge, setting up plays, and even finishing them. His style was audacious, his execution flawless, and the ripple effects of his innovation are still felt today.
And decided to put on the ice. You see, the Bruins scored more goals than any team in the league that year, and had scores like Phil Esposito, and Johnny Busick, and John McKenzie. And they were all on the bench.
Every modern defenseman who rushes the puck, every blue liner who joins the attack, is walking in Orr's footsteps. His legacy is not just in the trophies he won or the records he set, but in the way he transformed the very fabric of the game. Bobby Orr didn't just play hockey, he revolutionized it, and his influence is as powerful today as it was when he first stepped onto the ice. Bobby Orr fundamentally redefined the role of the defenseman in hockey, transforming it from a primarily defensive position to one that could dominate the game offensively as well. Before Orr's era, defensemen were largely expected to stay back, protect the net, and ensure that the opposing forwards were kept at bay. Their primary focus was on blocking shots, breaking up plays, and clearing the puck out of their zone, a role that emphasized caution, positioning, and physicality. Orr, however, shattered these conventions with a style of play that was both daring and innovative. He introduced the concept of a rover defenseman, someone who could not only defend but also lead the attack. Orr's unparalleled skating ability allowed him to cover vast amounts of ice quickly, enabling him to join the offensive rush with ease. His agility and speed were unmatched, allowing him to carry the puck from deep within his own zone to the opponent's end, often single-handedly setting up or finishing plays. Orr's vision on the ice was another key element of his transformative impact. He had an uncanny ability to read the game several steps ahead, anticipating where the play was going and positioning himself accordingly. This foresight, combined with his offensive instincts, allowed him to create scoring opportunities that defensemen before him simply didn't have the license or the skills to execute. He wasn't just reacting to the game, he was dictating its flow. One of Orr's most significant contributions to the role of the defenseman was his ability to seamlessly transition from defense to offense. Traditionally, when a team regained possession of the puck, the defenseman's job was to pass it up to the forwards and then fall back to their defensive responsibilities. Orr, however, would often take the puck himself and drive the play forward, effectively becoming a fourth forward. His end-to-end rushes were not only thrilling to watch, but also incredibly effective, as they caught opponents off guard and forced them to adjust to a new kind of threat.
Through Bucko McDonald.
Orr would play at our level, and he would also play at the level above us, and he would play the whole game.
Orr's offensive contributions were staggering. In the 1969-70 season, he became the first defenseman in NHL history to lead the league in scoring with 120 points, an achievement previously thought impossible for someone playing on the blue line. He also set records for goals and assists by a defenseman, records that stood for decades and highlighted the profound shift in how the position was played. Beyond the numbers, Orr's influence reshaped the tactical approach to the game. Coaches began to see the value in encouraging their defensemen to join the rush and contribute to the offense, a philosophy that has become a cornerstone of modern hockey strategy. Defensemen today are often expected to be as skilled with the puck as forwards, capable of generating scoring chances, and even quarterbacking the power play, an evolution directly traceable to Orr's pioneering play. In essence, Bobby Orr didn't just change the way the defenseman played, he changed the way teams thought about the game itself. He opened up new possibilities for how the sport could be played, breaking down the rigid roles that had previously defined players' positions. His legacy is evident in every defenseman who steps up to make a play, every blue liner who dares to skate past the center line, and every coach who sees their defense as a critical part of their team's offense. Orr's influence is woven into the very fabric of hockey, making him not just a transformative player, but a revolutionary figure whose impact will be felt for generations to come.
So great, I don't want to say, this team, unbelievable. The guys that are hurt, they're out yelling for us between periods. They're in the stands, they're fighting for us. The guys that are playing, goaltending.
Even after his playing days ended, Bobby Orr's impact on the hockey world continued to grow. Today, Orr is not only remembered as one of the greatest players to ever lace up skates, but also as a mentor, advocate, and ambassador for the sport. Though knee injuries forced him into early retirement at just 30 years old, Orr transitioned seamlessly into life after hockey. He became a player agent, using his experience and understanding of the game to guide young talents through the challenges of professional sports. As we reflect on Bobby Orr's extraordinary journey and lasting impact on hockey, it's clear that his legacy goes far beyond the rink. From redefining the role of the defenseman to mentoring the next generation of players, Orr's influence is woven into the very fabric of the game. His story is a testament to what can be achieved with passion, innovation, and an unwavering drive to push the boundaries. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Bobby Orr's legacy and want to see more content like this, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. By subscribing, you'll stay up to date with all our latest videos exploring the legends of hockey and beyond. And if you have any thoughts or favorite Bobby Orr moments, drop them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.